In this video, we're going to be going over some of the things that the top 1% of footballers are doing that you may not be doing. But we're going to go over some things you can do in order to get into that top 1%. Some of these things are going to be simple to apply. Some of these things you'll need to apply over time, but that's coming up next. I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, OneFootball, which is one of the best football apps out there where you can get football news stories, transfer rumors, videos, and so much more. It's one of my favorite apps, one of my favorite football apps, and you can download it for free down below through the link in my description, or if you're on the desktop, you can actually get it through the QR code that you'll see on screen in one of these corners. So I want to say thank you for OneFootball for sponsoring this video. Again, one of the best football apps out there for football enthusiasts. Now let's get into the rest of this video. So we're starting in reverse order with number 3, and you've heard me talk about this before, but I want to mention it again because it's so crucial if you want to be in that 1%, is you have to live the lifestyle of a footballer right now. You know, you need to assume that you are at that level now, see what they are doing, and do your best to replicate the lifestyle of a pro player. And that way, when you make it, if you do make it, you will seamlessly transition into that, but you want to be getting the benefits of the lifestyle that these players are living. Now, luckily in this day and age, you have YouTube and so many other sources that can give you, a sneak peek or actually a full, removing the curtain look at what professional players are doing, in their off day, while they're training, on their match days, all of this different stuff. Ultimately, to get into that 1% of footballers on the planet, you have to be so fully committed. And even if right now you're not in that 1%, if you fully commit yourself because that is your goal to get there, then you will start making strides that move you closer and closer to it. But living the lifestyle, which includes taking care of your body, prioritizing football and the things that will help you be a better footballer is going to be one of the most crucial things that you do. And there are a lot of players who are not committed but still want to be in that top tier level of player. And it's just not really going to happen if you're not committed to the lifestyle of being a top level footballer. In fact, in the comments, if that's something you want or resonates with you, put in the comments, I am training to be in the top 1% of footballers. Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is a big one, and it is supreme self-belief and confidence. And this one is massive. This is something that can really make or break a player becoming a pro or kind of never making it to that level. Your belief in your ability, your confidence really is so much of the game. Now, you have to have the ability to actually be at that level as well, but confidence and belief in yourself is also going to help you to be consistent with your training, to always be striving to get better so that you have the ability as well. But if you're not confident, if you don't believe in yourself, look, I know you've heard it before, but if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. When I play with a player, I want a player on my team who is confident, who believes in their ability. I don't want a player who just gets down the first time they make a mistake. Again, we're not talking about arrogance here where they're delusional and they, blame everyone else and whatever else. No, just a player that knows their ability, is confident in what they can do, and has that belief because it will make or break your ability sometimes and your consistency and your really your trajectory as a footballer. Seriously, football is at least 50% mental, including confidence, and it's something that you can work on deliberately. Now, those of you who are in complete soccer confidence, I'm sure you have felt the benefits of actually working on this deliberately with a proven system, and I know you're going out there and getting amazing results on the pitch because you've worked on it. Now, if you are not in complete soccer confidence and you want something that's going to help you really develop this, you can check that out down below. But for those of you who have gone through those systems, you know that it's just night and day difference when you're playing with confidence versus when you are not. And the goal is to get you into a place where you're confident almost all the time consistently, and that's just going to take you to another level, not only immediately as a player, but also over time. Hey, if you're liking this video so far, you've gotten something out of it, hit that like button, and we're gonna move on to the final one. And number 1 is become a master, but also become multifaceted. If you look at the 1% of footballers and you look at some of the top players, and I'm not just talking about players who are playing in the top leagues like the EPL and the well-known names, any player playing at professional level is going to be in that 1% of players. And if you look at players like this, not only are somebody multifaceted in the fact that they have, they have such a competence when it comes to the fundamentals. A lot of them also have something they have mastered. For example, you're going to rarely find a striker at the pro level who doesn't have just amazing finishing ability and goal scoring ability. They've mastered that skill and they're continually getting better, but they're either close to mastery or have mastered that skill. Now, mastering a skill doesn't mean you don't have room for improvement, but we can easily say that players like Harry Kane, Lewandowski, and players of that nature have mastered their goal scoring ability. Now, they're continually training to get even that little more, whatever fraction of a percentage better at it, but they're masters at that thing. Now, what makes them able to play at the top level is they've mastered a bunch of other things too. That's, when you get to that really, really peak level, that's what's going on. But you want to be multifaceted. There's very few, I would say, one-dimensional players at the professional level. Maybe a few exist, but for the most part, they're going to be multifaceted, can operate really expertly in so many different situations, have the fundamentals really just at a competent, really skillful level. And I would say also for a lot of players, they have that thing they have mastered. Again, if you're a goal scorer, it might be they've mastered goal scoring. They're still getting better at it, but they're just so good at that. As a center back, it might be their reading of the game or their distribution out of the back. For a winger, it might be their one-on-one ability to drop the shoulder, get to the byline, and put in an amazing cross. Might be at that practically masterful level. So you want to work on what is going to be something you can work on a little bit extra that's going to help you have even more impact in your position. So again, an easy one is if you're a striker, working on your goal scoring. That's going to help you have more of an impact. And if you master that, it just increases your value as a striker. Now, if you want to get into the top 1% of players, you need to know what the top players are doing. You need to know what pro players are doing that the rest of players are not. So in this video, I go over 5 things that pros are doing that you are not doing, but fear not, because you can watch this, learn what they're doing, and start doing them yourself.